Guys, this is Abdul Karim. Now we are learning passive voice of present simple tense and present continuous tense. In my last video, I talked about transitive and intransitive verbs in detail. If you missed that video, you are requested to please watch that video first, because if you are not very much clear about the concept of transitive and intransitive verbs and you make any kind of passive voice or you make any sentence about passive voice, there is a chance you will definitely make mistake in it. So avoid making any kind of mistake while making passive voice. You are requested to please watch that video. Let's talk about passive voice. What is passive voice? Why do we use passive voice? What are the reasons? What are the causes? I'm telling you right now. Once the action is more important than the doer, we use passive voice over there. Or when the doer is unknown, we use passive voice over there. Or when doer is obvious, means you are 100% sure about the doer, then we use passive voice over there. Or when we are giving more importance to the object rather than the subject, means the doer, we use passive voice over there. What is transitive and what is intransitive verbs? I have given all the information about that in my last video. You can see, you can watch each and every part of that in detail, but here actually I am giving very short review about that. Transitive. Once you are talking about the transitive verbs, they take the direct object. They cannot be completed without taking direct object. They transfer their actions impact onto object. Once you are talking about intransitive verbs, they don't take any kind of direct object, or they can be completed without taking any direct object, or they don't transfer any actions impact onto object. This is the difference, and we are not allowed to use intransitive verbs while making any kind of passive voice. This is what. Let's talk about present simple tense. Structure, each and everything, the concept and the usages are the same. I'm telling you right now. It doesn't matter. It is active voice and passive voice. Means if you talk about the present simple tense, I taught you about that. Whenever you talk about daily routine, whenever you talk about habits, whenever you talk about the action which is repeated again and again, whenever you talk about universal truth, we talk about present simple tense. Simply, we need to switch, you can say, the structure of active voice into passive voice. How? For example, if you talk about the structure of present simple tense active voice, which is subject, verb, s, es, sometime it takes, and then object. But once you convert it into passive voice, so we shift object at start is rm, helping verb, verb third form, and by, and at last subject. This is what the structure I am telling you right now. As we are giving more importance to the object, and we are talking about action, and we are just considering and we are focusing about action rather than the doer, therefore we have converted and we have shifted and we are making the passive voice over here. This is what the concept I am telling right now. For example, if I say I play cricket, cricket is played by me. And remember one thing, if you talk about the by and if you talk about subject at last, it is not necessary while making passive voice that you should include or you should add by with and then subject. It's up to you. Okay, without taking by or without using you can say without adding the subject at the end, it can be completed. Another example, if I say I repair my bike. My bike is repaired by me, you may say, it's up to you. Or just suppose when the doer is unknown, and for example, if you go home and you break the glass, and due to have fear of your mother, you run away from somewhere, and once your mom comes and she finds, she would definitely say the glass is broken, because she doesn't have any idea about that who has broken the glass. This is what. Or another example I am telling you right now. Thief is caught by whom? Police. It is understood, as I talked about, when we are talking about doer, which is he is obvious, then we use passive voice over there. See, this is the example. It is giving all the information about that structure. What is this? thief is caught by police, because it is understood and we are 100% sure, it is obvious that whenever we talk about thief, we talk about police, and it is the responsibility of the police to catch him. This is what. Once we are talking about present continuous, of course the usages would be same. For example, if you talk about present continuous, I taught you at that time that once the action which is continuing, right now I'm teaching to you, right now you're learning, you are listening, you're watching, whatever, something which is going on right now. Or if you talk about the trends, means for example, if you talk about people are buying mobiles nowadays, if you talk about a future definite plan like I'm coming to you by tomorrow, this is all about the usages of the present continuous. If you talk about the passive voice, the usages would be same, don't worry about that, but the structure of course would be different. If you talk about the structure of present continuous tense, it is subject, is, are, am, verb, ing, and then object. Now object would definitely come at first, then is, are, am, then being, B-E-I-N-G, being, then verb, third form, and then by, and at last subject. Simply it is. For example, I am repairing my bike. My bike is being repaired. Okay, this is what really I'm telling you right now. I am playing cricket. I am playing cricket. The cricket is being played. This is what. These all are the information about the present simple, present continuous. I repeat, the usages would be same if you talk about active voice and passive voice, but of course if you talk about, means the intention would be different. For example, here actually I'm talking about the action. Here we are talking about the action. We are giving importance to the action rather than the doer. This is the reason, that's why we are using passive voice here. I hope you have liked my video, and whatever actually I wanted to tell you, have got my point of view. The next video which is about to come, kindly watch, and further you are requested to please subscribe my channel, watch my another video which is about to come. Take care, bye.